Valencia, or Valencia, is the capital of the autonomous community of Valencia and the third largest city in Spain after Madrid and Barcelona, with around 800,000 inhabitants in the administrative center. Its urban area extends beyond the administrative city limits with a population of around 1.5 million people. Valencia is Spain's third largest metropolitan area, with a population ranging from 1.7 to 2.5 million. The city has global city status. The Port of Valencia is the fifth busiest container port in Europe and the busiest container port on the Mediterranean Sea. Valencia was founded as a Roman colony in 138 BC. The city is situated on the banks of the Turia, on the east coast of the Iberian Peninsula, fronting the Gulf of Valencia on the Mediterranean Sea. Its historic center is one of the largest in Spain, with approximately 169 hectares. This heritage of ancient monuments, views and cultural attractions makes Valencia one of the country's most popular tourist destinations. Major monuments include Valencia Cathedral, the Torres de Serins, the Torres de Quart, the Llotja de la Seda, and the Ciudad de les Arts y les Ciències, an entertainment-based cultural and architectural complex designed by Santiago Calatrava and Félix Candela. The Museo de Belles Arts de Valencia houses a large collection of paintings from the 14th to the 18th centuries, including works by Velázquez, El Greco, and Goya, as well as an important series of engravings by Piranesi. The Institut Valencia d'Art Modern houses both permanent collections and temporary exhibitions of contemporary art and photography. Valencia is integrated into an industrial area on the Costa de la Zarja. Valencia's main festival is the Forlis. The traditional Spanish dish, paella, originated in Valencia. Name. The original Latin name of the city was Valentia, meaning strength, or valor. The city being named according to the Roman practice of recognizing the valor of former Roman soldiers after a war. The Roman historian Livy explains that the founding of Valencia in the 2nd century BC was due to the settling of the Roman soldiers who fought against an Iberian rebel, Viriatus. During the rule of the Muslim kingdoms in Spain, it had the nickname Medina Bout Arab according to a transliteration, or Medina at Turab according to another, since it was located on the banks of the river Turia. It is not clear if the term Valencia was reserved for the entire taifa of Valencia or also designated the city. By gradual sound changes, Valencia has become Valencia or Beta in Castilian and Valencia in Valencian. In Valencian, the grave accent less than e greater than contrasts with the acute accent less than e acute greater than e, but the word Valencia is an exception to this rule. It is spelled according to Catalan etymology, though its pronunciation is closer to Vulgar Latin. Geography. Location. Valencia stands on the banks of the Turia River, located on the eastern coast of the Iberian Peninsula and the western part of the Mediterranean Sea, fronting the Gulf of Valencia. At its founding by the Romans, it stood on a river island in the Turia, 6.4 kilometers from the sea. The Albufera, a freshwater lagoon and estuary about 11 kilometers south of the city, is one of the largest lakes in Spain. The city council bought the lake from the Crown of Spain for 1,072,980 pesetas in 1911, and today it forms the main portion of the Parque Natural de la Albufera, with a surface area of 21,120 hectares. In 1986, because of its cultural, historical, and ecological value, the Generalitat Valenciana declared it a natural park. Climate. Valencia has a subtropical Mediterranean climate with very mild winters and long warm to hot summers. Its average annual temperature is 18.4 degrees Celsius, 22.8 degrees Celsius during the day and 13.8 degrees Celsius at night. In the coldest month, January, the maximum temperature typically during the day ranges from 13 to 21 degrees Celsius. The minimum temperature typically at night ranges from 4 to 12 degrees Celsius. In the warmest month, August, the maximum temperature during the day typically ranges from 28 to 34 degrees Celsius, about 23 degrees Celsius at night. Generally, temperatures similar to those experienced in the northern part of Europe in summer last about 8 months, from April to November. March is transitional. The temperature often exceeds 20 degrees Celsius, with an average temperature of 19.0 degrees Celsius during the day and 10.0 degrees Celsius at night. December, January and February are the coldest months, with average temperatures around 17 degrees Celsius during the day and 7 degrees Celsius at night. Valencia has one of the mildest winters in Europe, owing to its southern location on the Mediterranean Sea and the Föhn phenomenon. The January average is comparable to temperatures expected for May and September in the major cities of northern Europe. Sunshine duration hours are 2,696 per year, from 155 in December to 315 in July. The average temperature of the sea is 15 to 16 degrees Celsius during winters and 26 to 28 degrees Celsius during summers. Average relative humidity is 60% in April to 68% in August. Economy. Valencia enjoyed strong economic growth over the last decade, much of it spurred by tourism and the construction industry, with concurrent development and expansion of telecommunications and transport. The city's economy is service-oriented, as nearly 84% of the working population is employed in service sector occupations. However, the city still maintains an important industrial base, with 5.5% of the population employed in this sector. Agricultural activities are still carried on in the municipality, even though of relatively minor importance, with only 1.9% of the working population and 3,973 hectares planted mostly in orchards and citrus groves. Since the onset of the crisis, Valencia has been among the Spanish regions most affected by it and has not been able to slow down a growing unemployment rate, growing government debt, etc. Severe spending cuts have been introduced by the city authorities. In 2009, Valencia was the 29th fastest improving European city. Its influence in commerce, education, entertainment, media, fashion, science and the arts contributes to its status as one of the world's Gamma-ranked global cities. The large factory of Ford Motor Company lies in a suburb of the city, Almisafes. The Valencia metropolitan area had a GDP amounting to $52.7 billion and $28,141 per capita. Port Valencia's port is the biggest on the Mediterranean western coast, the first of Spain in container traffic as of 2008 and the second of Spain in total traffic, handling 20% of Spain's exports. The main exports are foodstuffs and beverages. Other exports include oranges, furniture, ceramic tiles, fans, textiles and iron products. Valencia's manufacturing sector focuses on metallurgy, chemicals, textiles, shipbuilding and brewing. Small and medium-sized industries are an important part of the local economy, and before the current crisis unemployment was lower than the Spanish average. Valencia's port underwent radical changes to accommodate the 32nd America's Cup in 2007. It was divided into two parts. One was unchanged while the other section was modified for the America's Cup festivities. The two sections remain divided by a wall that projects far into the water to maintain clean water for the America's Cup side. Public transport is provided by the Ferrocarrils de la Generalitat Valenciana, which operates the Metro Valencia and other rail and bus services. The Estació del Nord is the main railway terminus in Valencia. A new temporary station, Estación de Valencia Joaquín Sorolla, has been built on land adjacent to this terminus to accommodate high-speed avenue trains to and from Madrid, Barcelona, Seville and Alicante. Valencia Airport is situated 9 kilometers west of Valencia city centre. Alicante Airport is situated about 170 kilometers south of Valencia. The city of Valencia also makes available a bicycle sharing system named Valembisi to both visitors and residents. As of 13 October 2012, the system has 2,750 bikes distributed over 250 stations all throughout the city. Tourism. Starting in the mid-1990s, Valencia, formerly an industrial center, saw rapid development that expanded its cultural and touristic possibilities, and transformed it into a newly vibrant city. Many local landmarks were restored, including the ancient towers of the medieval city, and the San Miguel de los Reyes monastery, which now holds a conservation library. Whole sections of the old city, for example the Carmen Quarter, have been extensively renovated. The Paseo Maritimo, a 4 kilometers long palm tree-lined promenade, was constructed along the beaches of the north side of the port. The city has numerous convention centers and venues for trade events, among them the Feria Valencia Convention and Exhibition Center and the Palau de Congress, and several five-star hotels to accommodate business travelers. In its long history, Valencia has acquired many local traditions and festivals, among them the Fallis, which were declared celebrations of international touristic interest on 25 January 1965, and the Water Tribunal of Valencia, which was declared an intangible cultural heritage of humanity in 2009. In addition to these, Valencia has hosted world-class events that helped shape the city's reputation and put it in the international spotlight, e.g., the Regional Exhibition of 1909, the 32nd and the 33rd America's Cup competitions, the European Grand Prix of Formula One auto racing, the Valencia Open 500 tennis tournament, and the Global Champions Tour of equestrian sports. The 2007 America's Cup yachting races were held at Valencia in June and July 2007 and attracted huge crowds. According to official data from the organizing committee, as many as 150,000 visitors flocked to Valencia's port each day during the 2 weeks of events. Demographics. The third largest city in Spain and the 24th most populous municipality in the European Union, Valencia has a population of 809,267 within its administrative limits on a land area of 134.6 square kilometers. The urban area of Valencia, extending beyond the administrative city limits, has a population of between 1,561,000 and 1,564,145, 1,705,742 or 2,300,000 or 2,516,818 people live in the Valencia metropolitan area. Between 2007 and 2008 there was a 14% increase in the foreign-born population, with the largest numeric increases by country being from Bolivia, Romania and Italy. One notable demographic change in Valencia in the last decade has been the growth in the foreign-born population, which rose from 1.5% in the year 2000 to 15.1% in 2009, a trend that has also occurred in the two larger cities of Madrid and Barcelona. The main countries of origin were Ecuador, Bolivia, Colombia, Morocco and Romania. Culture. Valencia is known internationally for the Fallis, a local festival held in March, and for Paella Valenciana, traditional Valencian ceramics, intricate traditional dress, and the architecture of the City of Arts and Sciences designed by Santiago Calatrava and Felix Candela. La Tomatina, an annual tomato fight, draws crowds to the nearby town of Buñol in August. There are also a number of well-preserved traditional Catholic festivities throughout the year. Holy Week celebrations in Valencia are considered some of the most colorful in Spain. Valencia has a metro system, the Metro Valencia. Valencia was once a venue for the Formula One European Grand Prix, first hosting the event on 24 August 2008. The city was axed at the beginning of the Grand Prix season 2013. The University of Valencia was founded in 1499, being one of the oldest surviving universities in Spain, and the oldest university in the Valencian community. It was listed as one of the 4 leading Spanish universities in the 2011 Shanghai Academic Ranking of World Universities. In 2012, Berklee College of Music opened a new campus at the Palau de les Arts Reina Sofia, providing focus on the music of the region through its Mediterranean Music Institute. Since 2003, Valencia also hosts the music courses of Musicion, the leading musical institution in the Spanish-speaking world. Languages: Valencia is a bilingual city. Valencian and Spanish are the 2 official languages. Spanish is official in all of Spain, whereas Valencian is official in the Valencian country, as well as in Catalonia and the Balearic Islands, where it receives the name of Catalan. Despite the differentiated denomination, the distinct dialectal traits and political tension between Catalonia and the Valencian country, Catalan and Valencian are mutually intelligible and are considered 2 varieties of the same language. Valencian has been historically repressed in favor of Spanish. The effects have been more noticeable in the city proper, whereas the language has remained active in the rural and metropolitan areas. After the Castile-Aragon unification, a Spanish-speaking elite established itself in the city. In more recent history, the establishment of Franco's military and administrative apparatus in Valencia further excluded Valencian from public life. Valencian recovered its official status, prestige and use in education after the transition to democracy in 1978. However, due to industrialization in recent decades, Valencia has attracted immigration from other regions in Spain, and hence there is also a demographic factor for its declining social use. Due to a combination of these reasons, Valencia has become the bastion of anti-Catalan blaverism, which celebrates Valencian as merely folkloric, but rejects the existing standard which was adapted from Catalan orthography. Spanish is currently the predominant language in the city proper, but, thanks to the education system, most Valencians have basic knowledge of both Spanish and Valencian, and either can be used in the city. Valencia is therefore the second biggest Catalan-speaking city after Barcelona. Institutional buildings and streets are named in Valencian. The city is also home to many pro-Valencian political and civil organizations. Furthermore, education entirely in Valencian is offered in more than 70 state-owned schools in the city, as well as by the University of Valencia across all disciplines. Food: Valencia is famous for its gastronomic culture. Typical dishes include paella, a simmered rice dish with seafood or meat, fartins, buñuels, the Spanish omelette, pinchos, rosquiltas and squid. Valencia is also the birthplace of the cold ex-UFO beverage known as horchata, popular in many parts of the world including the Americas.